Hello and welcome to the season finale of Union Insider presented by Independence Blue Cross. I'm Sage Hurley, joined by club legends Sebastian Latou and Sheanon Williams. As we all know by now, the Philadelphia Union's 2025 season came to a close with a loss at the hands of New York City FC in the conference semifinals. Guys, let's rip off the Band-Aid. Give me your thoughts on that final game of the season.
I mean, it's disappointing, of course, because we have the home advantage, but we always know, against a team of New York City FC who had a great run away from home, beating Charlotte, coming, at the Union, it's something possible for them to beat the Union. They had a great, plan for that game. They really put some difficulty, especially in the first half, against the Union. And at the end, the reaction of second half was good from the Union, but we are not able, to finish and get the goal who can tie the game. And when it's a playoff, it's always a new season, and at the end, we just fall a bit short.
What do you think, Sheanon?
Yeah, I think what Seba said, I definitely echo those sentiments, and I think it was a disappointing loss because you felt like this team was in the game. You felt like they created more chances, and they just didn't have that quality in front of goal, that moment of quality that we saw NYCFC had on their goal for Maxi Morales. I think for this team, it's just not being ready for that moment, not making sure that they take care of those chances in the box, and I think that's why they'll be so disappointed going into this offseason, but there's a lot to build on.
The Union did have their chances. Let's take a look at some of them now. Seba, what did you make of the Union's lack of finishing?
I mean, we didn't create a lot in the first half. We got these chances with Damiani, with the rebound of Baribo, when Freeze, kind of didn't make the biggest save. But Matt Freeze, credit to him. He had some big save, for the team, especially in the second half, keeping us zeros. The team were, let's say, less aggressive in the first half. We got like this one from Baribo, with a cross, near post. But at the end, very solid, defensively, and Matt Freeze, the ex-Union goalkeeper, coming big on few saves, to keep a clean sheet.
Speaking of goalkeepers, a big moment in the game was Andre Blake having to leave the match. Sheanon, did that feel a little bit ominous when that happened during the game?
No, I don't think so. I was so in shock by the save. It was such an incredible save. Obviously, NYC was already up 1-0 at that point, so my only focus was the Union trying to get back into this game. Obviously, Andre is a huge leader in the back, but at that time, I thought that the onus was on them to score that goal. Andre did everything he could, and with his last save, it's the one that takes him out of the game. So hopefully he's all right and ready to go speedily into next season, and hopefully we'll have Andre back for the remainder of the years to come.
We'll be back with more in a minute as we head to break. Here's this week's trivia question presented by United Concordia. Who is the longest tenured captain in team history? Find out the answer later in our show. Union Insider is back after this. Welcome back to the show. 2025 was filled with memorable moments, goals and celebrations to go with. Let's put a button on the 2025 season by talking our favorite moments of the year. Seba, you're up first.
Yeah, I'm going with the first game of the season against Orlando City away from home. I think, with all the critics happening during off-season, putting the Philadelphia Union maybe finishing last in the East or, not even making the playoff, this game really showed, the work of Bradley Cannon and his coaching staff coming in, into this group, putting, their, let's say, stamp into the way the team have been playing all year long, which was being the high press, making sure that we take the mistake of the other team. And we saw, Frankie Westfield getting his debut as well for this team, getting an assist to Baribo. You saw Kai Wagner and, the fullback really be involved into the offense. And it was fun soccer, having 4-2 during that game. You are a Union fan, you feel very good about it. You're like, oh wow, it could be a great season. But I think this first game really put on stride, this team to have really the season they had, which was the way they play was really as a team, not as an individual, and we saw it all year long. And this first game against Orlando was really like a beauty because it surprised a lot of people, and we surprised Orlando, who was supposed to be a team who are going to make the playoff and one of the contender for the Eastern team. They didn't, the Union did, and we won the Shield. What
about you, Sheanon? What do you think?
Yeah, so Seba picked a great moment in the season, foreshadowing what we would see throughout the season. My moment is clinching the Supporters' Shield at home in front of the fans. I think this is such a huge moment. You talk about a team that missed the playoffs last year, new head coach, new players, and to come out and really start the season the way they did, like Seba talked about, all the way through the season. Definitely some nervy moments, but this is a team that was very resilient throughout the course of the season and fully deserved to be the best team at the end of the regular season. Unfortunately, they weren't able to carry that on through the playoffs, but also winning this against NYCFC and sending them home with no silverware this year, I think is important to this team and these fans.
It truly was such a special season, and there's a lot of moments to choose from, but for me, Sheanon, I have to agree with you. There's nothing better than lifting a trophy, and to watch this team do it at home in Chester at Subaru Park in front of the fans was a moment that I'll cherish for a really long time. But it's time to look ahead to the 2026 season, which will see the Union return to CONCACAF Champions Cup due to that clinching of the Supporters Shield. But let's talk MLS play. Here's a look at how things shape up for the Boys in Blue domestically. The season begins on February 21st with a visit to DC United. The home opener comes shortly after on March 1st against New York City, so a quick chance for at least a little bit of revenge there. Nashville visits in May. Seattle comes to town in July. Notable Western Conference road trips include Austin and San Diego. The Union will visit Miami Freedom Stadium for the first time on May 24th, with the reverse fixture taking place at Subaru Park on August 19th. Okay, guys, that was a lot. Seba, what stands out to you the most when looking at that 2026 calendar?
I mean, what I like first is the fact that the league, gives the regular season way before, the past couple of seasons. So it's great for the fans to be able to look at where they could go and maybe make a road trip to support the team. I think in the schedule of the year, we don't have a long trip. We just have one, which is the one I marked up. It's against San Diego, and you just notice it. It's going to be the longest trip in a stadium that nobody have been yet. So I'm looking forward to see what we can do against a great team of San Diego this season, who just lost, at home against Vancouver in their final as well. So it's going to be a tough season not a normal one because of the World Cup as well coming in June and July. So it's going to be a little break. So it's going to be interesting to see how the team is doing, especially on the first half of the season, and then can we do even a better second half to hopefully have another great season.
Sheanon, any matches you have circled?
Absolutely. Obviously, the first game of the year against DC United, a team that the Union really like to face, and that game being on the road, the Union have done a lot of good things on the road against DC United, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to seeing Miami open up their new stadium. I'm a fan of the league and always want to see this league improving, so anytime new stadiums are coming up and opening, that's huge for us. Seba and I get to travel on the road sometimes, so seeing some of these new stadiums, seeing how this league has evolved since I played in it, since Seba played in it, is such an exciting thing to see, and that's only going to grow as the World Cup comes this summer.
Still to come on Union Insider, we'll continue our look ahead with a deep dive into the roster decisions and get Seba and Sheanon's keys to a successful offseason. That and more when we return. Welcome back. It's time for Union Update presented by Torque. The Union broke some news on Wednesday announcing the signing of striker Ezekiel Alado. The 20-year-old Ghanaian joins the Boys in Blue for a club record fee, and we were there to capture his arrival at the place he'll call his new home.
Ezekiel, this is Kelsey.
Yeah.
Hey, nice to meet you.
My name is Alado Kwame Ezekiel. I'm 20 years. I'm a forward player.
Perfect. 3, 2, 1. And cross your arms for me. Yeah, perfect. And then I'm going to have you do it. Yeah! Ready?
Nearly the same height.
Yeah. You guys can look at me. 3, 2, 1.
It's time for our keys to the game presented by Subaru, but with no game, we're going to make this a key to a successful offseason. Seba, you're up first.
Yeah, so with this season, come a lot of decisions, for the team. But for me, can we identify, the next generation from the youth academy to maybe come, during the preseason for the team? We saw last season Frankie Westfield, who was not even maybe a part of the plan, came to the preseason, did very well, impressed the coaching staff and get a start and one of the revelations, last season for the Union. So I think the work, from the coaching staff is to kind of to know who are they going to bring during the first trip of preseason, kind of get a feeling about who could be, one of the young player coming into this group and make a difference to help this team have another successful season. We have a lot of talent in the Philadelphia Union Academy, so it's going to be interesting to see in what position and which character the coaching staff is going to bring, and who is going, of course, as a player, make a difference and take their chance to be a part of the season next year for the Union.
Sheanon, what do you think? What's your key to a successful offseason?
For me, a key to the successful offseason is going to be adding depth. This is a team that's going to be in multiple competitions next year. Winning the Supporter Shield adds us into that Champions Cup. And you'll see a lot of times that teams struggle in the beginning of the season because they don't have the depth to be in Champions Cup as well as MLS. So can they do a good job of adding depth? Competition for places, I think, is huge for this group moving forward to really keep this crew strong and sharp. Can they do a good job in this offseason, continuing to add more pieces? Seba talked about the youth talent coming up. Those pieces are going to be huge coming into this next season, and we'll see what Bradley Cardinal can do with a turned over roster, we'll say.
Speaking of new pieces, let's go back to the news from the top of the segment. Ezekiel Alado. Seba, what kind of striker are the Union getting?
I mean, you can see he's a strong, fast, striker with a left-footed, which is not a lot in the market. We have Damiani as well as a left foot, so I think it's a great thing. But I feel he has a different, characteristics that a player like Damiani. I think he's more a player, I would say, like Makaru Ua will take more run into the space, using strength into the box to finish. And hopefully, he can understand the ways that Bradley Cardinal likes to play for the forward, because we all know it's not just about scoring goals. It's about the work those forwards do as well defensively to bring the ball high up the field and be one of the first players to put the pressure on the defense to then be able to get those loose ball quickly and finish. So it's going to be exciting to see him. He's still very young. He still have a lot of talent to develop, but I'm looking forward to see what he could do with the Gold and Blue.
Now, Sheanon, with Mikel Ua out of contract, is it your expectation that Alado simply takes his spot on the depth chart next year?
Yeah, it seems like it would be simple as that. Obviously, Michael Ua is somebody that scored a lot of goals for this team, and to expect a young 20-year-old in Alado to come in and fill that role, we all hope so. But again, this is a league that has a lot of challenges, and it's tough to just start and hit the ground running. It's going to be important that he starts preseason, gets acclimated to not only his teammates but also this league, and hopefully he can have the type of career that Michael Ua has had here in Philadelphia.
Seba, where does Kevin Sullivan fit in the picture next year?
I mean, we know his position is more as a number 10 for the team. Still very young, Cavani. He got a little test, of this league this year, coming in a few games, starting, for the first time in Nashville. But you can see already this year how his body starts changing and becoming more an adult. He does a lot of work, during the off-season. I'm sure he's going to develop even more confident, and probably, Bradley Cardinal is going to give more time to him to come into the game to make a difference and maybe start, like Sheanon said, we have a bigger schedule next season, so he's going to rotate, and we all know Bradley Cardinal is not afraid to rotate his squad. When he feels like a player is ready to start and make a difference, he's going to. So I see Kevin maybe stepping in a bigger role, next season, because, the team are going to need it in the squad, in the rotation, and hopefully he can get his first goal, his first assist, like he has been doing with the Union too during a long time, this season, and as well during the U17 World Cup, he has been one of the best players for the USA.
The other big name out of contract currently is Alejandro Bedoya. Sheanon, he's been immense for this club since joining in 2016. While his future is uncertain, he's always played a really big role in this team's success. From your perspective, how important has he been to this club during his time here?
He's been huge. I think that when you look at this club overall, when Alejandro Bedoya got here is when this club really started to hit the ground and really started to peak. I think if you look at the success that this team had, he's been tied to all of those years, and I think he does such a good job with his leadership in the locker room. He's not going to be out there playing every game, and I'm okay with that. Seba talked about this next generation of youth talent. Well, you need somebody to lead those guys, and somebody like Alejandro Bedoya has done a great job of it already and can continue to do a great job if he decides that he would like to do it again next year. We'll have to see what the team would want to do. There's different roles that he could be. He could be a player coach. So again, just having him around the locker room, I think, is huge for this group, and would like to see him stay around the team in whatever capacity that might be.
Seba, what do you think?
Yeah, like Sheanon said, I feel like with all his experience and what he brought to this team, he can really help a lot, especially the young generation and the fact that the Philadelphia Union is a club who are using their academy at their full potential. When you have a player like that and you are a young player to come in a team, even if yes, he's not going to play every game or maybe not even starting sometimes or coming into the game, he is here, he has a voice, and you need to respect that voice when you're a young player, and you need to do the hard work first, because you need a player like that, like Arnaud Bedola, who's going to keep everybody together when, of course, there is some tough time. And when it's a great time, it's even better. But he did an amazing job again this season, not playing as much as maybe people were thinking, or he was thinking himself. But you can see that he has the mental and the aura to help a group and be really focused 100% of what Bradley Carnell wanted to do, and he helped the team tremendously at that point this season.
Guys, I couldn't agree more. One more break to sneak in. When we return, we'll put a wrap on this season finale of Union Insider presented by Independence Blue Cross. Seba, Sheanon, and I are back in a few. Back with the answer to this week's trivia question presented by United Concordia. Earlier we asked you, who is the longest tenured captain in team history? The answer, Alejandro Bedoya, who just wrapped up his 9th season wearing the armband. Time for the last final whistle topic of the year, brought to you, as always, by Allstate. What was your favorite off-season activity as a player? Seba?
I mean, it's not activity, but for me, being from France was always to be able to take a flight home, spending some quality time with the family, and all my best friends, from France, kind of visiting different places and just, traveling and going back to, the nice bakery we have where I'm from, and enjoying, the food. It was always, my off-season activities, and doing, a lot of fun stuff during Christmas, especially, which is, a fun family time.
Sheanon, how did you spend your off-season as a player?
Somewhere on a beach, laying out, getting some sun, especially as the winter rolls around. The off-season is such a needed moment for athletes to just rest, recover, get some time with the family. You're on the go so much that just sitting there on the beach with that sun hitting you just feels the best.
That's it for this season of Union Insider. For Seba, Sheanon, and our entire crew, thanks so much for joining us this year. We leave you with a montage of some of the top moments from a 2025 campaign that saw the Union bounce back in a big way under a new head coach, which culminated with lifting the Supporters' Shield for the second time in club history.
And the club takes it 4-2 over Orlando to begin the 2025 campaign. What a statement to begin the new season.
Cleared away by Nashville. Volley from Lucas! Oh, that's a golazo! Oh, that's a tremendous volley! Quinn Sullivan with his first this year! Mogger, line-breaking pass to Damiani Sebastian, who plays for Daly, looking for his first! Score! Blake with the save. Westfield off of the throw, got it from Vassell. Plays it, one-time hit. Oh, what a goal by Glesnes! A one-time volley to the left of the keeper, Barraza. On inside for Damiani, twister with Damiani, scores! Bruno Damiani! Oh, cross, tapped in! Yes! Yes! Off the post and in! With prime! Pinpoint accuracy! Inside the area, Motors past Robinson. Across with Schulte, Primo. Backwards, Westfield! Oh! Goal! Golazo! Westfield, baby! Where's the ball? Inside, header! Goal! Climbing forward! Chance for Wagner! Takes the deflection! Score! Get in! In the 92nd minute! Oh yeah! It's time to celebrate! Plays it! And done! Primo! Fresh off of the MVP of the All-Star game!
Sullivan darting left to right. He goes inside with his left. He chips it forward and gets to Orlovsky after the park clearance. Orlovsky scores! Orlovsky scores! His first league Union goal. Well read by Red. Rebound! In by Indy Vasilev, who dances towards the end line, gets the rebound, and plunges it home. For a second, he's got it! Pinpoint accuracy for Uwa! Lukic with the shoot, he scores! Sullivan scores! Off of a corner! And that will do it. There's the full-time whistle from John Freeman. For the second time in club history, the Union win the Supporters' Shield. Polish up the hardware. The trophy is coming back to Chester. The fireworks go off, and the Union gather the #1 seed heading into the MLS playoffs.